Chris, on Twitter, you had a question about getting an effect. Nigel was looking at the link that you sent, the picture of the Sopranos.
I did. I see that you're sort of saying, how do I get this effect in my photos, either using natural lighting or with Photoshop? Well, first of all, it's not really an effect. It's called lighting. And lighting is all about, using lights and using the sun and using whatever available light you've got. And that shot of the Sopranos, you have to realise, is an extremely sort of probably complicated setup. I mean, it's often, I have no doubt that it's actually a compilation shot. It's several photographs taken and then actually compiled together, and which is very common, especially when you've got multiple celebrities in a photograph. Can't all be available at the same time. And actually, when I look at it, there's an element of distance between people. Not to mention, it's all lit with strobe. Okay, so it looks like natural light to some extent, but it isn't. It's all strobe lighting. So to do it with natural lighting or Photoshop is a bit of a stretch. Okay, you could do something similar, and what I would say with that is that if you look at the picture, and the picture you have has Gandolfini lit on one side of his face and dark on the other. Well, in order to create that sort of effect, what you really need to do is have the sun hitting straight down on one side of the face, and on the other make sure there's no bounce, because what's happening is, to create that dramatic effect, there's just no bounce. So by putting perhaps a black sheet up, or some black card up, or nothing that's going to reflect the light in any fashion is what you want to do, and it'll create that very dramatic light just using natural light. And if you've got Photoshop, you can increase the contrast in your pictures. That always works. And actually, without even using Photoshop, with the Sony technology, when you upload the camera, they have a thing called luminosity, clarity, and all these different aspects when you're adjusting the photograph before you even import it into Photoshop. Well, in there's a thing called vibrance, and if you shift the vibrance and shift the clarity all the way up, it creates an effect very similar to to what you see in that picture, that sort of iconic shot of the Sopranos. There you go.
And by the way, if you're not Chris and you're looking at this video, I'm adding a link to the picture that he was talking about into this Twitter, so just take a look at that.
Genius.